So just a disclaimer before we start, today I'm going to be talking about my experience with the MLM. I am Mastery Academy, and this is just my opinion and just for educational and for entertainment purposes and just my opinion. So please don't sue me. Just speaking my truth. So yes, a little disclaimer there. Hi all, thank you for being here. If you are new here, thank you so much for coming. If you are not new, thank you so much for swinging back. I really appreciate it. On this channel, we talk about death positivity, life as a death doula, and unethical business practices. And so if those interest you, please hit the like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell if you want to be notified every single time I post a video. So today we're going to be talking very casually about my experience with the MLM I Am Mastery Academy. And I'm gonna need a drink for this one. So cheers. Cheers. So, where do I even start? So, I was friends with somebody for a really long time on Instagram. We were pretty much only acquaintances who would talk every so often, so I don't even think we would call each other friends, but it was just someone that I really connected with on Instagram because we were both yoga teachers and we were both trying to make a living by teaching yoga and kind of being on the online space as well. So this was something that we were both engaging in. When I met her, she was actually a part of Beachbody, and I'm not going to release her name or say any identifying information about her, but I'm just going to talk about my experience with this person and being recruited into this MLM. So when I met this person, she was in Beachbody. And at the time, I didn't really know what Beachbody was. I know a lot more about it now, and it makes a lot of sense that this happened in relation to her being in Beachbody when we first met. But when we first met, she was a Beachbody coach. She was teaching yoga on the side as well. So for a while there, she wasn't doing Beachbody, and she wasn't doing, at least to me, she wasn't doing any multi-level marketing or anything like that. She might have been involved in something that I just wasn't aware of, but we would talk about teaching yoga and being our own small business owners in that way. Then it must have been in the middle of November, I got a message from her asking me if I would be a support for her at a presentation. So I kind of figured that she was going to be the one presenting. So she had asked me to support her and just join and be there to watch and give her feedback. So I said that I would. So I went to this presentation, which now I know it was a I Am Mastery Academy presentation, so kind of like a call, like an opportunity call. And to be honest, I loved it. When I heard about it, there were a lot of the buzzwords that were going on, like making money from home, which when this kind of happened in November of 2020, I have my own business as a death doula, an independent death doula, and an independent death positive coach. So I was working really hard on trying to make a living income on what I was doing. And so that there could be another stream of income, it spoke to me in a lot of ways, and I wanted to make more money so that I could support my family, my partner and I. And so I jumped right in and I signed up immediately. But here is the thing. Here's the thing that I think is funny looking back on it. I signed up without the distributor in mind, my friend who had asked me to go on that, to be on that call. I signed up and I signed up under someone that I didn't know because I didn't know that it was a multi-level marketing company at the time. Now you might say, well, Ash, how did you not know that this was a multi-level marketing company? I just didn't know. I just didn't really get, I know I had a lot of experience with Beachbody in the past, but I didn't understand the multi-level marketing structure at all, like at all. Backing up a little bit, the presentation was not my friend or the acquaintance that I was talking about earlier. She wasn't presenting at all. It was her upline that was presenting, and her upline was like a spiritual coach, also a yoga teacher as well, I believe. Someone trying to make it and trying to make money doing something that she loves. And so these people that I met, I don't think that they are bad people. I think that they are just trying to do what they want to do and make money at the same time, which I really respect. And I'm still doing the same thing as, not doing the same thing as them, but I am running my own business and I am trying to make a living income from what I really want to do, right? So I don't wish any ill will on them, and I don't think that they are bad people, but I do think that IM Mastery Academy as a whole is very dangerous. It is most like a pyramid scheme than any other multi-level marketing company. I'm just sitting here editing, but I just wanted to make it clear that this is just my opinion. My opinion is that they're the most like a pyramid scheme. But do your own research, form your own opinions, look at other people that have gone through it, and make your own decision. So there's just a lot, and I know this video is going to be a little bit rambly, but I want it to be kind of casual and just kind of put my experience out there. So I put my hair up. Anymore, I feel kind of free. Okay, that's a little. What happened was I signed up under a person I didn't know because I didn't know that I had to sign up with the acquaintance, the friend that had asked me to go on that call. They did say like connect with the person on this call, but I didn't really understand why. Now I do, right? But at the time, I didn't really understand why I had to like connect back with her if I wanted to do this thing. Yeah. So then I told her that I signed up. I was like, yeah, I'm super excited. Like, can't wait. And she was like, oh, you didn't sign up under me though. And I was like, why? Why do I sign up under you? And she's like, well, that's how it works, kind of thing. And I was like, oh, like, sorry. So I felt really bad. So I asked for a refund, like I canceled, and I got a refund. That refund took a week and a half or 2 weeks. And then after those 2 weeks, I signed up again under this acquaintance. I didn't do my research in between. I didn't talk to my partner about it. I didn't talk to anybody about it before I did it, because in the original welcome call or the original like opportunity call, they were like, yeah, it's gonna be so good, it's gonna be so great. And it was not that way. And they also said, like, just do it. A lot of these companies, and IM Mastery Academy is no exception, they don't want you to do research. They don't want you to look them up because they know that if you do, you won't sign up. So they're like, get started today. And that's why, I just signed up right away. I was one of those people that didn't have to be persuaded in any way. I didn't have any objections. I am an impressionable person. I have suffered I've suffered narcissistic trauma in the past, and that makes me very susceptible to feelings. Like, if somebody tells me they feel like it would be such a good opportunity for me and that it would change my life and they really want to help, I believe that to a fault. And I'm getting much better. I think this multi-level marketing company experience, this experience that I've had, and all of the anti-MLM content that I've watched, it really helps. I know that it's been some talking about the anti-MLM movement, but I am an example of who the anti-MLM community and movement has helped, because honestly, it has making me such a more curious human being when it comes to companies and actually being asked to be a part of something or to work at a certain thing. Like, I've been thinking about this more and more, like when I am asked to go on podcasts, or I'm asked to teach something, I'm asked to do a presentation or a lecture. I am really skeptical now when it comes to that, because I want to know what it's all about and what their company is all about and what they want from me and what I'm going to get in return, right? So I am a lot more skeptical now, which is good, because when you suffer narcissistic abuse, you have an anxious attachment style and stuff like that, it's really hard to trust your gut. And so I'm getting much better at that. So I signed up again, didn't do any research, didn't tell my partner. I signed up again the second time under my acquaintance. And this is the part that really gets me, because that's how you know that that's how you know if that person wants you to sign up under them instead of just signing up in general. That's when you know it's sketchy. Well, now I know anyways, but I didn't at the time. All right, so after I signed up again, I was added to the group chats. I was love bombed, and that is something that I am really aware of because of my experience with narcissistic abuse, and it happened. And so I got really love bombed. I got, initiated. I launched, they launched me into the company. Like, I don't know, they were like, yeah, we're gonna give you a launch. And I was like, okay, we'll be launched then. And then, I got information on the back office part of it and the learning pieces and all of that stuff. And then I just went right into it. I am the type of person that I don't go 50%, I go all into it. So when I commit to something, it's all or nothing. So I was in it. I was working on it. I was learning. I was doing all of the lives that they were doing. Mind you, I was only part of this for 4 days, but the first couple of days I was in it, I was excited. I was happy. I was, that first experience of being love bombed. If anybody's been through that, or if anybody's been in an MLM, you know that that fuels you sometimes, especially if you are codependent. If you have codependent tendencies, you know that that's what happens. So first couple days, like I said, I was killing it. If you don't understand what the foreign exchange market is, don't worry. I still don't know what it means, and I didn't know what it meant when I signed up. I was told that we would learn all about it. But you can trade on the foreign exchange market without being a part of this company, and I know that they don't want you to know that, and I know that they want you to think, they wanted me to think that it was the best way to learn, but there's so many resources, and I will look some up before I post this video and put them down in the description box. There are many, many, many people who do this without being a part of a multi-level marketing company. I did not know that, and I don't trade foreign exchange. I don't trade on the market anymore because it's simply not what I wanted to do. I am a death worker. I'm a death doula. My life, my work is in death work. It is not in the financial sector, and I have no desire to be in the financial sector. It was more so the opportunity and the dream that they were selling that really got me. I just have no interest in it. And they really tell you that it's a really copy and paste system, and that it's really easy and all of that fun stuff, and then it's really easy to recruit people, and you rank up in less than 24 hours and stuff like that. And I really want to go into the structure of it, and I wanted this initial video to be just a casual story time. So after the first couple of days when I was kind of on cloud nine, I started to talk to my partner about it, and he immediately was like, "Oh no, what's going on? Like, what is this thing?" And he immediately was like, "No, this is not a good idea." And I was like, "No, it's cool, it's good, it's all good, it's all gravy, I'm doing great. It's already a good decision, I know it." I don't think it is. And also, I have to say, by this time, I had already been a part of a couple opportunity calls. My father, I tried to recruit my father. Guys, like, I was brainwashed from moment one. The first moment, that first opportunity call, I was brainwashed since then, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm not embarrassed anymore. I was very embarrassed when it happened. I'm not embarrassed because I know that it happens to the best of us, and if you're someone who was in an MLM and you're out of it now and you're kind of looking back, oh, that was so embarrassing. It's okay. I totally feel you. I have been there, but I promise it will go away, and you're going to look back on it and laugh. Think of how much time and money that you saved yourself by getting out. Even if you've been in it for a while and you're losing money, just think like you've lost money. Just think about how much money you've saved by even quitting 2 years down the road, like quitting before you continued more years and more months in that. I am privileged because I was only in it for 4 days, able to return. I was able to cancel and be refunded, which was huge because it was something like $400 for me to sign up. I'm going to look up, maybe I'll look that up right now actually. I am Mastery. This website, y'all, it triggers me. Does it even have the prices? Well, it must, because join today. Here we go. Okay, so it says, did someone refer you? Please type the username of the person who sent you this link. Okay, so it was around $400, and it was like $200 US or something. $200, $200 to $300 US, but obviously in Canadian that's a lot more. So I was able to get that back, which is really nice. But when I was telling my partner about it, and he was like, "Oh my God, no. And then I said, well, you haven't done your research. So you better do your research. I didn't do my research. I didn't. That is embarrassing to me. That's embarrassing to me. He did his research. He came back to me about an hour later and he was like, I don't want to tell you what to do, but I think this is a bad decision. And I was so upset that he didn't believe in what I was doing and that he was, not on my side and he was not supporting me and he wasn't supportive, which I look back on and I know that he is very supportive. He supports me in everything that I do. Like, he was still so supportive and was like, if you want to do this, okay. But he did say that he didn't want to talk about it. And that really hurt me. Not because I can't not talk to my partner about things. I'm the kind of person that whatever I am thinking about and whatever I'm doing, I want to be able to sit down at the dinner table and talk about it and not feel like it's off limits. And the fact that this was off limits was a huge red flag for me. There has been nothing that in our relationship that we've had to hold back on talking about. And so the fact that he didn't want to talk about this was like, okay, I need to really relook my priorities. I did not sleep that night because I was worried about talking to my upline, talking to the person that recruited me, and I was just so embarrassed because, again, I tried to recruit my dad. I messaged and I called some people to get them signed up because this was such an amazing opportunity. I was so embarrassed, and I watched, like, that night I watched anti-MLM content for the whole night. And I was the person that they were talking about, right? And that was really uncomfortable, and it was really, it wasn't specifically me that anti-MLM creators were, critiquing, but literally it was the same stuff that was coming out of my mouth. So I was mortified. I texted everybody I had messaged about it, and I just knew that it wasn't the right thing. I want me and my partner's relationship to be the healthiest it can be, right? And it's not going to be healthy if I'm in something that he doesn't want to talk about. I know that he would support me, but he knew that it wasn't the right choice for me. And I started to think about it, and I was like, why am I, because I had already been doing graphics for the opportunity calls, like putting it on my Instagram, like, hey, like, come out and join us, like, making these pretty graphics, which I do for my own business. But I was taking time away from my own business to do this for I Am Mastery Academy, which is like something I look back on now and I'm like, I am so glad that I didn't waste more time on that, because it would have taken me away from my clients. It would have taken me away from working as a death doula. And I am just so glad that it didn't come to that. So what happened when I had that long night crying and watching anti-MLM content and not sleeping, I woke up and I just said, look, my partner doesn't approve and I have to cancel. So they said, thanks for letting us know. We think it's the wrong decision, but thanks for, keeping us in the loop. And then I put in the canceled for the second time and put in my request for a refund, which I got. So that was great. I think I got that again in like a week and a half. When people go into it, like, just know that you're not going to get your refund right away, especially if you're really low on money. Like, it's not a good decision to do when you don't have enough. And I didn't have enough at the time. Like, you know, I have a partner that supports me a lot, which is really nice. But for anybody that's struggling financially, I don't recommend going for this MLM. I don't recommend anybody to, but especially if you don't have the resources to fall back on, I guess. When my partner and I first talked about it, I messaged my upline to say, hey, my partner doesn't approve. And she said, my partner doesn't either. It is fine. It is something that we have to go through. It's just something that we have to push through and show them that it's a good opportunity. And at the time I was like, okay, like if she's doing this and she thinks it's a good idea, then why should I say it's not a good idea, right? And so when she said that, like, oh yeah, my partner doesn't approve either, I was kind of like, oh, so this is just going to be a thing. Like, nobody's partner really approves of them doing this. And it was a hard realization, and it wasn't the end of it. There was still a day or so before my partner and I talked more about it, right? But it's hard because both of the people that I interacted with said that their partners weren't into it. My upline's upline said that their partner wasn't into it, and then once they started making money, they were into it, which I was kind of freaked out by that as well, because if my partner didn't approve of what I was doing in my own business, it's hard because I think I would keep going, but it's kind of like the ethics behind it. Like, if my partner was a little bit like wary of the ethics of being a death doula, I would definitely understand. But I probably wouldn't be like, wait until I get more money and then you'll understand how ethical it is, right? I think that ethically and responsibly, my partner was like, I don't think it's a good model, right? And that's not going to change whether you start making money or not. The model's still going to be the same. It's just you're using a faulty model to make more money and to manipulate more people. So yeah, I canceled and I felt so much better, and I literally went right into watching anti-MLM content for 3 months straight and knitting, and I will put some of my favorite anti-MLM people down in the description below. Please let me know if you have any questions about my experience. I do want to make some other videos that are more educational based on IM Mastery Academy, because I think it's very confusing, and I think that there are a few people like Tiana Liss, who I love watching, who does talk about IM Mastery Academy, but there are a lot of anti-MLM creators that don't really know them, or know them but don't really know how to approach that particular one, because it's almost like a pyramid scheme. It's the most like a pyramid scheme. Like, there's no product. There's a like a learning system, but you still have to pay for a broker to open your real account. Like, there's a lot to it. Also want to make a separate video about how they recruit women, because this specific MLM, IM Mastery Academy, it does market towards men mostly, but I want to talk about how they market towards women and how women recruit each other and how that works. And, you know, it's not a boss babe community, it's a hustle and they feed off that death anxiety, off of that existential dread, that, do more, be more mentality. So I want to talk a little bit more about that and the specifics on how they market towards women as well. So if you liked this video, I know it was just my story, a little bit rambly, but if you like this video, please like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell to be notified every time I post a video. And as always, stay morbid and stay curious. Bye! A very big thank you to Will A, Gabriella F, and Aaliyah M. Thank you so much for supporting my Patreon and this YouTube channel.